So I'm complaining to God and telling him, I've asked you what to do. You told me to do YouTube. And now that I'm on YouTube for over 2 years, it seems like I'm not making progress. Like, I'm not telling God, I wasn't consistent. I didn't put my best foot forward. I didn't do everything that He told me to do. I'm just complaining. And, I asked God, I need to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I did, but then I kind of stuck there, and then I had 1,001 subscribers, and this all happened like last week. By the way, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for every single one of you is here. Thank you so much.
There's a lot I can help with. Here are a few popular actions.
Anyway, thank you. And I'm complaining rather than telling God thank you. Well, I did, tell him thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. I'm just kind of complaining and saying, but why just 1,000? Now I still need 4,000 watch hours. My watch hours are so few, and it's such a long journey to get there, it seems. And so I'm just complaining, and I hear God's voice, the Holy Spirit, telling me, even if it's just one, do it for one. And I'm like, what? Do it for one. I would have done it for one. So what makes you better? And I'm like, it's really easy. Like, comparison is a thief of joy, okay? It's really easy to look at other YouTubers who are taking off, like Doe Dash and even Dash of Fate, and many other YouTubers that right now are just taking off, and they're doing their thing, and watching them and thinking, oh my goodness, I wish that was me. I'm so happy for them. They're doing such a good job. They are just, spreading hope, spreading light. They're showing up. They're being consistent. I wish that was me. I wish I was more consistent. I wish I felt less afraid to come on the platform and do what God told me to do. And so God told me, even if all I give you in a day is 1 subscriber, do it for the 1 subscriber. Even if you post a video and you only have 1 view, do it for that 1 view, that one person who might be drawn to me, to Christ. That one person who might be, hearing about the good news for the first time. That one person who might be hearing about temperance and how that is a life-changing, transformative tool. It's enough. You don't need to have 1,000 people watching your video. You don't need to have 10,000 subscribers before you do what I told you to do. And it really struck me because I started to realize how much I had started to get obsessed with the views and the analytics, and the fact that I'm not monetized. I don't have a daytime job, that's another story, but there's a lot and many reasons why that's the case. And so any job that I apply for, I'm totally getting declined. It doesn't matter if it fits in my job description, if I'm qualified for it, I'm getting declined. And every time I try a side hustle, I'm baking, I'm cooking, I'm trying to sell plates, and it's flopping. And God keeps telling me, I need you to come on YouTube and do X, Y, and Z. And I started to just get upset because it felt as though I've been on YouTube for 2 years, almost 3 now. And, you send me on YouTube, but it's not working out. And I have a part to play in that because, I'm very inconsistent with my uploads. But I always felt like, if God sent me to do this, even if I upload once, He should have made it go viral, so that everything would just start working out from there. And I would be motivated to do what He told me to do. And that's where the issue actually lies. It's not about motivation to do what God told you to do. You just have to do it. It's about obedience. It's about choosing to do that which God actually requires of us, even when it's not easy, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it doesn't seem like it's influential, even when it seems like, you're not reaching where you want to go, even when it seems like, I'm just so distracted. Somebody's passing right now. Give me a second. But even when it seems as though you're really not getting where you want to go, you still have to do it. And I had to start learning that again. It feels, when I started to realize, how slow I was going in comparison to other people, I started to have to realize that one, they're a lot more consistent and they're showing up. And two, sometimes God is doing these things to also shape your character. Because I'm the type of person who gives up very easy. I give up very easily. When things don't go my way, I give up. That's why I'm so inconsistent on YouTube. I post a video, only 10 people watch it. I'm like, okay, nobody want to watch my videos. I don't upload for 2 months and I try again. Then I don't upload for 6 months and I try again. And I give up very easy, even if I know that God has told me to do this. Listen, every time I make a decision to start being consistent on YouTube and I pray about it, and God gives me all these ideas that I have to write down. Like, this is the series you need to talk about. Like, now he told me you have to talk about temperance, this book about how our eating affects our spiritual, physical, mental, everything. And every time I make a decision and I feel so connected to God and I'm sure about what he wants me to do, I just have such intense spiritual warfare. Like, I can't sleep. It feels like the devil is coming for me. It seems like there's things just walking in my room, just moving around in the room, and it's also such a personal attack. Sometimes I feel like I'm being choked. I don't know if any of you have been there, like when you're sleeping and it feels like you can't wake up, you can't scream anything, but it feels so real. Like, I start crying. I can sometimes see like something was holding me, and these things just confirm to me that there's a reason that God has put me on the platform. There's a reason that God is urging me to bring this message across. There's a reason. There's somebody out there, and I have to stop seeing one person as too little of an audience, because one person would have been enough for Jesus to die on the cross. He would have died even if he knew that only one person would have accepted his gift of salvation. And so, who am I to feel as though if I have one view and there's one chance of one person giving their life to God or being encouraged to have a closer walk with him, who am I to feel as though that is not enough? And of course, I have this frustration because, as I mentioned, I don't have any other job, and I wanted to make YouTube a full-time thing. I wanted to be a full-time content creator. I wanted to be able to live from this, because right now I don't have any other means of income. And so I felt as though God told me that he would bless this and, make it a full-time thing for me. And so there's so much frustration and doubt that comes into play when it doesn't seem like it goes fast enough. But I want to remind you guys about the story of David. He was chosen by God when he was very young, and he was blessed by God, through the prophet Samuel when he was very young, and God had promised him that he would be king. And after that, it took many, many years. Don't ask me how many years anymore. But it took up to, I think, 14 or even more years than that before he was able to actually be king. In all that time, he didn't live a happy, comfortable life. He was constantly, running away from King Saul, who then wanted to kill him just because he knew that David was also anointed and that he was going to be the next king, and all these things. He was just so jealous. And so David knew he was going to be king because God told him. But it took so long for that promise to come to, fulfillment. And I don't want to even say that this might be the case for me or for you. But I've been in a storm and in a struggle very, very long. So I hope I have some years in already. But I just want to encourage somebody and let you know, listen, and maybe that something that you are trying to do isn't going as fast as you wanted it. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's another business. Maybe you're just scared to start what God has told you to do. But I want to let you know, obedience is better than sacrifice. Just obey him. Disobeying him will not work out, so just obey him. Just obey him. Just do what he asks you to do, and everything will work out right. Even though it takes long, even though you're discouraged, don't let discouragement become your thief of joy, because eventually it will, okay? It will stand in the way of that which you could have. But just press on. If he told you to upload, upload. If he tells you to upload 3-4 times a day, don't be like me. God told me to upload at least 3-4 times a day. I upload once, sometimes I upload every couple of days. Do what God told you to do, and then He will bless you. And let's just trust God that even though it takes longer than we anticipated, that He will still do what He promised, because He's a promise keeping God, and He will do what He has promised us. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have anything that you're trusting God for, and we can encourage each other. See you in my next video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share this video with somebody you know, so that they too can be blessed. And I'm so happy that every single one of you is here. Even if it was just one of you who watched this whole video, thank you for being here, and I hope that on this journey back to love, we both get encouraged to trust God more. See you.